There we go. Death Note anime arter. It's warning signals. It's mature audience only, people. So yeah, I mean the anime definitely delivering on brutality. You know, that's for sure. The anime definitely delivering on brutality. But let's be honest here. I wanna be, candid, right? I don't know, guys. You know, I'm a huge Death Note fan, right? Of course, Reset I said earlier, right? I'm a huge Death Note fan. This anime, it is definitely not on Death Note level, okay? I do feel I am too harsh on the anime, I said last episode 2, because I'm just a big Death Note fan, but it's just like, I have higher expectations, right? This should be one of the top animes this season, and I feel it's like, it's not that particularly, like, the anime isn't like bad. It isn't like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It definitely is a lot of worse animes this year, don't get me wrong, right? Like the High Guardian's Bias is pretty like there's a lot of worse shit this year and previous one. But this is also not even close to Death Note, right? So I feel a little bit like, I don't know. I feel disappointed, right? To be honest, doesn't mean the anime is terrible. It means I expect more. And what I'm thinking is that everyone has told me that the next arc, and basically every arc after the first arc, is worse. Like it's all going down. Of course, they might be wrong, but I'm a little bit like, that doesn't sound positive. So I feel like I'm gonna watch this first arc, and then I have to think about if I wanna keep viewing it. I'll say one thing though that I feel is one big reason why I didn't like this episode. It has some great points. I like the ending, right? And I feel that's the warning is for now, right? The ending with the girl being stuck with her angels on. Yeah, that was good. The angels crying so on. That was good. But the problem with this episode, like, it was good and bad, right? It wasn't terrible, but it was good and bad. What I have a real issue with is how he basically defeated them like a Nana victory. So have you seen Terrence Nana? Like every episode Nana is a terrible, I said that last review, but Nana is terribly bad at what she's doing. But everyone else is so stupid that she wins anyway. You're like, it's not very good, right? Death Note was never like Death Note was like, two very intelligent guys fighting, right? There wasn't like one really stupid guy fighting and a smart guy, yeah. And the way he hired two actors, Pink and Green Ranger, they just didn't make any sense. Because they got hit by the red arrow, right? Those two guys could immediately ask them, okay, are you controlled? Are you working for someone? And they would have to, tell them the truth. And they just didn't. And then they took them to the field, and I got you, backstab guys. And it's like, they just didn't make any sense. His strategy was that, I'm gonna let them be charmed by them, but hopefully they won't ask them any questions at all until, like that was really weird. That felt like a Nana victory where it's like, people are like, but it's very intelligent. No, it isn't, because it's like an obvious issue, right, that people can just ask them questions. So that's really how Nana is. He has the strategy. On surface level, it sounds like a very small strategy. But then if you're like, but what if they done this thing instead? Then she would have lost immediately. Like, oh yeah, it's true. Like, it feels a lot like that. And that's why I think I feel mostly that it's not a par with Death Note. Because in Death Note, Death Note isn't perfect. There are some issues there too. But I think that was just a glaring issue that episode. We're like, this is nothing on Death Note. On that note. And also that he could fly. And he could swap who he was. But they couldn't see that, even though they sound pouched. I don't know, that didn't make any sense. See, I feel like this episode, I sound so negative, but it's not like I hate this anime. I just feel it is not on that, I just feel it's not even close to Death Note, right? If Death Note was like 10 out of 10 anime, this is maybe like a 7 out of 10 or something like that. 6 out of 10 maybe. Maybe like 7 if my generous. And that feels like a huge disappointing from Death Note. I guess. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's absolutely amazing. Maybe it's going to be an amazing death scene. I feel like I'm going to finish the first arc at least. Alright? And judge it by that. How they get defeated and so on. Might be some interesting scenes, right? But anyway, let's watch the episode. So 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, the sound is really weird. Like it's only one ear. It's my own headphones? Sorry. Yeah, it's my headphones, I guess. Only one ear. Okay, there we go, yeah. There's some glitch, I guess. Yeah. Of course, she's like, no, love, this is how the episode ends, of course. I will save her. Nasse-chan! Best girl! Okay, and that guy's like suspiciously Yeah, they look so suspicious too. Right? They're like, we're not supposed to act. Ah! You know, half the scene is like, ah! You're not supposed to do any faces right. That's kind of how to do it, yeah. Honestly, I feel half the episode is like, and then they're like, oh, we're not doing any faces. You know, that's kind of half the anime. They're like, oh, we're here incognito. They're never gonna recognize that we have powers. Or, you know, or like, basically that, right, yeah. Or sometimes do this thing. Sometimes do this thing up in air, I guess, too. Yeah, those kind of faces what they do, right? I feel that's the anime. But they're like, yeah, he's never gonna recognize us, even though we keep doing that faces. Yeah, they're not very tactful, the two main characters. Saki-chan. Saki! Yeah, but my Senku today said, I put on the Senku because I wanted to sound smart, you know. I wanted to discuss, you know, strategy. I was like, Senku, he would be. My boy Senku, he would not do this strategy. He would have a better strategy. Man, I love the stone. Season 2 was completely ignored by everyone, I felt that. Season 2 was airing, you know, during all the other good stuff, right? And no one talked about it. But I loved it. But one was better, I suppose. But come on, I love Mother Stone. But here we go. Exactly, Nasse is actually doing something good for once. Yeah. Surprisingly enough, Nasse actually has good strategies. Well, yeah, but isn't the goal to kill everyone? I'm just saying, but like... Maybe you shoot some... Oh, Nasse-chan. Yeah. Pretty kawaii! Yay! It's like... My own angel is more for MILF, so yeah. Yeah, exactly. My angel is more sexy though. It's like kawaii angel. My angel is more cute, yeah. Cute versus sexy, yeah. And I guess he just kills her because he's with the white arrow and she's dead, right? Yeah, I guess she's dead. Well, you know, not much. You know, yeah. Yep, the little girl is dead. I don't know, was that what the mature scene was? It was basically last week too, she was crying. Yeah, it was like her crying, I don't know. I like Nasse like, hey man, can we be friends? I don't know, but she's just a weirdo. Hey guy! It's like, goddamn Nasse. She's definitely the makes anime good. She's... Nah. She's like, I don't know. Nasse is more like a weirdo. She's like... Exactly. I don't care about that. I'm Nasse, the pure one. She's like... It's weird. What a weird we are. Yeah, Nasse is a weirdo, so Nasse is like complete weirdo, so you know. Worst case scenario, he will kill you. So he's a taunt him or something? Yeah, I am the highest ranked. I'm so cute. I am super special. But no one else can hear them though, so I mean, it's kind of weird if you leave immediately because obviously they can't even. Doesn't make any sense. They can't hear her. I mean, the normal humans can't hear her. Man, one of the aliens pretty milfy. She also has a good oppies. So he picks up like a lot of rings now. He's like, I am basically a guardian. You know, I got a lot of angel powers now. I don't know why he killed the girl though. Basically, just used her as a fighter for a while too, right? When no one appeared anyway. But honestly, this is kind of what I mean to be nitpicky. Kind of nitpicky, but there was no reason that everyone left at the same time because they couldn't hear the angel. It doesn't make any sense. Why would they all leave at the same time, right? I think the anime has a lot of those scenes where I'm just like, but that doesn't make much sense. Like, why would you all leave at the same time? I mean, sure, they all get scared and kill the girl, but it's not really like... Now it looked basically like she was like, everyone leave, you know, and then they all left, right? Like, but even though only 2 people could hear her. Well, it was with the camera, maybe he could hear her too, right? But you know what I mean? Like, what we know, only 2 girls, also 2... Saki, I mean, and the main character could leave, right? I thought the girl was dead, yeah. So I don't know, like, it doesn't make sense. You can teleport basically with its wings. But that's the issue, he wasn't that cunning, right? That's what I feel. I know people wanna like this anime. I was that anime too, right? Yeah, I don't wanna hate this anime, but I feel he wasn't that cunning. Because that strategy had like at least 2 major issues. It had 2 major flaws, that strategy. And that's one of the reasons why I'm a little bit like, but that wasn't very cunning. That was kind of like a silly thing to do. Oh, okay, so his, yeah, backstory again. Man, you know, his family was so happy all the time, right? And yeah. It feels weird how his, you know, aunt, right, was so evil. Yeah! Like, his father and mom were so wholesome. So how, you know, why was aunt, and her husband's one thing though, but, you know, why is the aunt so completely evil for? Yeah, like, why were they so super mean? With like full-on sadistic, psychopathic aunt, right? Kind of a weird thing there, how super bad his, relative was. I guess like a Harry Potter, it's very Harry Potter, I suppose. He's basically Harry Potter's backstory, I guess, in a sense. Got some random guys talking to it's like a morality thing, yeah. Stuff not to do even if it's legally. Oh, hate? Okay. I don't know, man. What if you hate the right evil person? I don't know, man. Hate makes you stronger! It's like an anime I look forward to, that. Yeah, very awesome. So it's good to kill people, not to hate them. That's a good line. I feel I'm all grown up now, Dad! I'm an adult now. Thanks, Dad. I feel grown up. Okay, that was a good line. I feel... yeah, his family really loves talking about happiness and hatred. They're freaking happy people. Well, kinda are, but you can... But I don't see the issue, you know. But I guess I always argue in this situation. I don't see the issue, you know, killing the bad guy, right? You know what I mean? It's like if someone breaks into your home, I think you should have the right to defend yourself. Ooh, you know. Oh, what a right in politics. I think self-defense and so on is definitely should be legal, right? And this anime, you talk about morale here, but in this case though, why? I mean, they're basically chosen by God, right? Oh, camera guy, I guess. That's a big camera guy, right? Yeah, that's the guy from the opening, the doctor, I think, from the opening. Yeah, so it was a team up, I guess. Metropolitan Man. Yeah, exactly. He's right. Shoot him immediately. Yeah, shoot immediately. But you don't. I guess he just believes him. Goddamn Nasse! I like this guy. Let's team up with him. She's just like, what strategy is brilliant. Red Arrow's strategy, that's for suckers. I have innocence. Like, yeah, I am a people person. I know shit. Yeah, I believe in Nasse because she's an idiot. she's a good judge of people. It's like, oh my god. I mean, but it makes more sense that these two wouldn't do it because they are idiot main characters, which the bad guy or the other two guys didn't do it because they're idiots. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, can't he fix that with his power stuff? I don't know if he become... Oh yeah, he's in the hospital, but... Well, again, as I said last episode, obviously everyone is about to die, right? And that's when the aliens appears, absolutely. Every time they're about to die, you know, jumping off a building, and yeah, he also had a really sexy angel. But yeah, I mean, every time the angels arrives, basically, when someone is about to die, right? They arrive just before they reach, you know, the... Yeah. Exactly. But she's pretty hot, though. Could be the hottest angel. Probably, because Metapon's angel, she's very milfy, but she's kind of like this weird hammer thing kind of going on, kind of face thing going on. This woman is more Oneshan kind of quality, yeah. Got one glass eye. A monocle for some reason. Yeah, exactly. If he becomes God, obviously won't die then, right? Then it's freaking God. Exactly. Afraid of dying? You can become God. Then you won't die. Yeah, it's like I would think that God is like would have the power to survive. Yeah, okay, there's a wife and kids. Well, this guy probably isn't a bad guy though, so he might try to win anyway because he wants to. But yeah, doesn't seem like a bad guy, right? He's like a. And also he, yeah, like his death thing. Well, we already know this though, didn't it? That also. Yeah, Metropolia Man. Well, you can kill him though, theoretically speaking, at least. Okay, so he's actually using money, yeah, gives his wife, of course. Yeah, obviously. Of course, he gives his wife and children. Yeah, makes sense. But it's kind of weird. I mean, he used to. That's a really weird claim. He's like, I'm a selfish man. No, but you rob even rich people to give to your like pregnant wife. That's not really selfish. I mean, sure, you know, but still, it's not like super selfish to rob people to feed your family. It's about the family, right? I'm not saying you should go out and do robbery. I'm saying, like, you know, kind of a weird comment from him. Yeah. And obviously, Metropolitan Man is evil. So, yeah, certainly it would be better if they kill him, probably, because these are three good people and we can vote, maybe. Something. But yeah, it's... Okay, so he is like... This guy is much smarter. Yeah, okay, so he was one guy, he had charm with the camera, okay. And this guy is much smarter. Yeah, he is like... Man, this could... Why can't he be the main character for? He's way more intelligent, yeah. He's like, I have... Yeah, he's like, I used the thing to... I don't know, find your faces, right? Exactly. He was like, you two kept doing this shit. So I know you were guilty, but you know, I know you're genius. Yeah. Neither of them really wants to be God, right? Yeah. Which is like a weird thing with the angels. They pick up people, they want to be God candidates. But most of them don't want to be God. It's only Metropolitan Man really. There was the little girl who could fly. She was just bullied by people in school, right? She doesn't want to be God. Yeah, it's a weird. But yeah, but isn't he dead though? Or is it because God? How is he gonna survive though? He has like what 2 months left to live, something. He said 3 months, but I mean it's been some time past time. I mean I guess like 2 months something left now, right? Like 2 months and 2 weeks, whatever, you know. Just come up, yeah. But if he's like really terminally ill, how can they save him? You know, except if he becomes God, right? But I guess they give it to other people or something. Can't you like equip them to his rangers or something? Got angel there, big bosom angel. He's a smart angel. Could make sense, but he's smart too. Yeah, he's got a clever angel. Ooh, rank down. Oh, she was too proud of her intelligence. I know everything. Yeah, she's sexy. That's what he said. She's got big oppas. Yeah. He's like, he says he's probably the oppa angel. Exactly, it's the oppa one. The one with the big oppas. That's one he gets. Yeah, I know. There's that paper. Yeah, I love it. Nasse is like, his angel is the one with the big oppas. Yeah. He said his angel had huge oppas, so it's clearly her, right? I know what I'm dealing with here. It's the big angel one. Angel of greed, though. Sounds like a typical sin. Yeah. What? Yeah, like angel of greed, right? Something like a straight up like, well, she's like a you know, Myrmonden or something like that. Yeah, well, she's like one of the, or Mephisto or something. Yeah, one of the bad guys. You don't usually have the demon of greed, right? Yeah, you don't have the angel of greed. So the angels are again kind of evil. Like, why do you have an angel of greed for? They're like, oh, an angel of greed. Yeah, that's like a typical angel. That's like straight up an evil angel. Well, it's no wonder that her... I mean, clearly, whoever they get is connected to who they are, right? Of course, Metropolitan Man, the evil guy, gets the angel of greed. The evil angel, yeah, like, of course. And then this guy's smart guy, so he gets, you know, the smart angel. Yeah, he gets the intelligent angel. And then the main character is just like, oh, my family cared about happiness and hate. So he gets the happy angel. So it's like, yeah! This is like, you know, wow! He of course gets that angel. And this is, I guess, some kind of private school that he goes to. I suppose, right? Some kind of death note there. Can you smash your angel? I don't know, man. You got a huge oppa angel, right? Yeah, I guess he's a rich boy, of course, and a grandson. Ooh, some cute girls at school and everything. I guess he's into tiny. I guess he's into tiny angels. Yeah, he's like, oh, pretty cute. You kind of my type, Nasse-chan. So I guess he's into that. Okay. The more you know about the bad guy, yeah. So he likes them young, eh? I mean, the guy is an angel of greed guy, right? And he's pretty evil, so... Yeah, and he got those staring purple eyes, so... I would be God. Yeah, I got money. Yeah, he has to wish for more. The domination. Maybe. All ugly girls disappear! What a man of culture! I will wish that only cute people existed or something. That sounds like a really stupid wish. I wish that everyone was attractive or something. What? That sounds like... But because if you kill everyone's ugly, right? How you judge that? But how you kill everyone's ugly? How do you judge that? Then you have all the people that are pretty and prettier, right? So you have to kill more people because you know, if you kill everyone's under a 5, right? Then you have a new system who's like the new 5 becomes 1, right? Resurrect people? Well, I guess if you become God, you can... dead sister, of course. His type, he likes them young, right? So a little immortal, you could, you know... did they kill them? I don't know. It's pretty fast, right? Yeah, well, there's no arrows anymore. Kind of weird. They picked them up. Yeah, I mean, it's similar to his arrows. Yeah, exactly. It's similar to the arrows. Well. So you can also merge arrows. This is like you should just come up with new strategies all over the time. Yeah, oh, you can actually... But... So the arrow rule doesn't apply anyway, as long as you used to have more than one arrow? this I feel is bad with anime. They're like, actually, you can like merge 4 arrows, then you can shoot 150 meters. You know, like, oh, what? Yeah, you can. If you have 10 arrows, you can shoot for a mile. You know, it's like what? Oh, his sister, and she's like stuck in just Han Solo. Oh yeah, okay. She's stuck in some kind of carbonatic. He's star washing his sister. Yeah, okay, it's birthday even. It's Lemoto. And he got like a super tech share. There's like a diamond share appears. Okay. Yeah, it's like a cute guy appears. This guy is super helpful. He's carrying the useless main character hard, man. This guy should be the main character. He's really carrying them rough here. He's like, oh, I have this strategy, I forgot the guy and so on. This guy is very useful. Could be a god candidate then. Escaping. Yeah. It's probably a god candidate, right? Escaping from prison or whatever. Yeah, it's like a girl escaping from prison, right? Probably powers, right? And also, of course, it could be Metropolitan Man. Might give her. Yeah, also true up Metropolitan Man. Why would they do this thing though? Why would they let loose some kind of... Okay, now it's bloody. Now it's tomato juice here in the ending. And crows. Okay, now we're gonna let them more family friendly. But I'm gonna be like, why would they release some kind of psychopathic Yandere girl that kills people? I don't know. He's like, oh, it's gonna be fun. But here at the ending, we see his sister then. Maybe it's about his sister, right? With the young girls or whatever. He likes them young after all. Yeah, it's his sister all the time. But of course she's crying here in the ending. I guess he probably tried to himself because his sister got frozen. Yeah, because everyone has reached death almost, right? He probably almost reached death when his sister got in... There comes the Oppa angel here in the ending. Like, my angel has big Oppas. She's way more Oppas than you have, okay? I never see some girl that... Yeah, I guess it's like his collection. But you know, I can definitely see an issue with this anime. I see a lot of issues, I suppose. So very negative thing that. Oh, so that's okay, it's a little more here. After the credits. Okay, a little more here. That's probably the girl then that's out stabbing them. Yeah, then she kills them, right? She kind of seduces them. Exactly, and then she comes and gets them, right? Yeah, and then she's like, easy kill, right? She looks like a lot like a girl from Death Note. She looks a lot like a girl from Death Note. Yeah, very similar to a girl in Death Note in her appearance. Right? Man, but okay. So one thing that I'm thinking about with this anime, all right, and I wanna like it. I really do. I mean, I keep saying that, but I really do wanna like it. I don't wanna hate this anime because I do like, for example, Death Note and Bakuman. Yeah, I don't wanna dislike the anime, right? But. One thing here that I think is very clear, there's an issue with this anime that I can really see, and one thing I'm wondering here when this other guy appeared, and that is like, is it Metropolitan Man basically is the big bad adversary, right? I mean, it obviously is, but what I mean with that is that normally in this Death Note, not Death Note, but Mirai Nikki or the Hunger Game settings, right? You have like one big baddie. One main antagonist, you have a couple other ones, and if that big baddie dies, you have a few other ones, right? Depending on how much you build them up, or if you keep getting in someone new. But in this anime, he's basically the one big baddie, and everyone else is kind of a loser, right? So, I mean, I'm fine with that if he's the last guy and they kill him in that episode, and that's over, right? Like, sure. But to my understanding, there's a little bit because I haven't really been spoiled, but I've been, you kind of a general arc spoiling, right? It's like different arcs on, yeah. So I already know, I already know what next thing is, but it's like, I to my knowledge, it's an older arc coming, right, so to speak. And I can have said this idea because Metropolitan Man, he's so built up, he's so built up as being this major bad angel power guy, right? We haven't introduced any other character really as a bad guy, and he's already killed like half the candidates, right? More or less. So when he finally takes the bullet, maybe like next episode, maybe this probably his serial girl though, but let's say episode 7 he dies, right? I definitely see a very hard. I mean, as I said earlier, I've heard that every other arc is worse than this arc, and I can definitely see why, because I think it's gonna be a little strange that if they then kill him, let's say episode 7, right? They kill him, and then they get into episode 8, and it's a new arc, that's to establish a new god character. Which normally would be fine in the setting, I think, of like a Hunger Game, Battle Royale, and so on. But that's because I think if you get a separate Battle Royale, the old school Battle Royale, right? Because it's a movie, they don't have so much like focus on one bad guy. Right? They have like 10 bad guys, and then 10 mid characters, and then like 30 kind of losers, right? Yeah. They don't focus so much on one bad guy particularly. They have one guy in the end and a girl, so they have a few ones they focus more on, right? But mostly they have not that much scenes, right, per enemy, right? And then eventually, because a few of them have scenes every now and then, of course, in the end of the storyline, those are gonna be the last bad guys because they kind of been shown here. If Metropolitan Man was shown, let's say episode 1, episode 3, episode 5, like that, right? And then he eventually is the bad guy in episode 12. Yeah, I can see that being more how it usually is in these Death Battle Royale animes. Here instead, he's very, very focused, right? He's like, this is the bad guy. He's focused like this is the only thing you have to defeat. And so I can really see an issue here. I haven't seen more, right? But I can just see as that's gonna be weird when he gets out of it. It's gonna be like maybe 5 or 6 people left, right? And it's gonna be kind of weird how like he was like so prominent as he's the whole anime, right? With the animes, and then the other, because I think it's strange that we saw one guy there that had the gyro guy, yeah. We saw him, but they haven't really presented the other candidates. So it would be strange now killing him off. Of course, maybe their new friend might betray them, whatever. I doubt it, but I guess he can betray them and so on. But it is a little bit like, yeah, I can really see how it's gonna be hard to. The making Metropolitan Man, the anime isn't in that sense. The anime isn't like super. How to say? The anime isn't like. You can argue that's good though, because it's more unique, I suppose. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just currently it's not bad, but I can definitely see an issue with it. As I said, and when he gets off, right? Yeah, he's gonna die eventually. And I think it's one thing that is really strange though. This I don't like, honestly though. I don't feel it's nitpicky. And this is this thing. I don't really get it. I don't really get it. Like, is this supposed to be? What I mean here is that isn't this supposed to be Earth? God damn, Spider-Man. Is this supposed to be Earth? Isn't this supposed to be, Earth with benefits? No, but I mean, it's supposed to be Earth with angels with benefits, and then the angels get some powers, and otherwise just Earth, Chicanista, so on, yeah, Tokyo. Otherwise, just use our planet. But then he has like his history in some kind of like straight up Star Wars, right? He has it in the Han Solo carbonized sister, and I do have more than one. But I have a lot of Star Wars toys, and I have one Star Wars toy. I have this huge Death Star. They can it's like a big Death Star. You can you can expand it and open it, and it's like this is awesome. But anyway, of course, one of those scenes in the Death Star is of course the Han Solo carbonized. So. Of course, I'm well weird in the Star Wars universe, and I worked in a Star Wars game and so on. But yeah, this is just Han Solo, right? He'd be Leia in this case then. But what I mean here is that isn't this kind of strange? I'm just like, wait, isn't this Earth? Isn't this like 2021, Earth or 2029, whatever? Yeah. I don't know what to say really, but I don't think this adds anything to the storyline. That there actually is a sci-fi element to it. That it isn't just the normal world we are living in with magical evil aliens, but it actually is like, no, he has some kind of he's living in some kind of high-tech facility with a carbonite sister, and this chair is some kind of like what you would see a bad guy having in the Flash something. Have you seen the Flash with the bad guy in the one of the Flash? He enters his hidden room in the faculty, and then behind the room is like some kind of future chair and stuff like that. But he's like an evil guy from the future. So oh, look at my floating diamond chair. Yeah, like it doesn't even look comfortable. Like that thing to me devalues the storyline, honestly, and I really mean that because I see no necessary point of making that he goes from being a rich bad guy with powers, because he was like a rich bad guy with powers, right? But now we see his life, and then he's part of not only like a school, but it's like some kind of elite school of super rich kids. And at this point, I felt like what, it's like Lelouch or something. Yeah, here I felt that immediately. I was like, okay, this is kind of, why is it like, okay, I guess it's rich, but it's like, come on. But then you actually see his house and so on, and he has like a diamond share, and his sister is frozen in carbonite, and he's like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of this going this sci-fi route on the same time. Like make up your mind. Is this on this our planet, or is it? Yeah, I don't get it. Like, well, what's the point? Like it's a little bit of that. And I mean, he's living in this like super big house at some place. I mean, that's fine, like he's a rich guy, whatever. He's flying here though, so maybe he go after he did. But it's really strange, yeah. And, I get why he wants to be God to save his sister, but it feels really unnecessary adding the sci-fi elements. It's gonna just add a lot of layer of like he has tech too, like he has future tech or something. I don't know. Well, anyway, let's not about too much, but I do find it kind of strange. I do like that his angel, we're back to the guy here when he enters here, the new ally they have here. I do like that his angel she was too proud of herself. Yeah, so they talked about him having, he used to have, or his angel, right? Used to be a special rank, highest rank angel, but she's just smart lady, no angel. But she was so, so proud, she was like, I'm the best. She was so obsessed by it. Oh! Everyone respects my angelic wisdom, so they kicked her down. The guy was like, you go down one step, loser, yeah, because she was so annoyingly proud of her. She was flaunting her knowledge so much. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, he lost the power because she was like, oh, I'm the smartest. Yes, she got kicked out. Where, of course, Nasse is like, hey, yeah, I'm kawaii. It was funny, though, when Nasse both accepted him. You don't need that right now. I like this guy, yeah. And also kind of like, hey, what do you want, Metropolitan Man? He's flying around here. But yeah, so this guy enters. He's very smart, and he has a smart angel, right? So it is very clear that the angels are connected to whoever they are, right? So he's a very smart guy. He gets a smart angel, right? The evil guy gets an evil angel, or the angel of greed. Angel of greed, man. Like, why do they have an angel of sin or something? Angel of wrath, angel of envy. Is that what you want for angels? That's 7 deadly sins, man. That's one of the bad. Angels supposed to be virtuous. That being said, though, it's like 12. A little more than 10 candidates. And if you take 7 deadly sins, that takes plus, you have the 7 virtues. You get 14. So I guess it's roughly kind of it's a little more than they are, but yeah. I suppose that half the aliens are sins and the other half are virtues. That's probably how it actually is, right? So I guess that's gonna be like the angel of wrath or something. Yeah? So they're not very friendly. I mean, we see Nasse, she's a psychopath. The angels are definitely evil. But anyway, did I hate the episode? No, I didn't, right? I didn't, but it does have a lot of weakness to it. And that's one of the things I don't like, right? Like, for example, this in here. Yeah, Nasse is fun. She is really fun. But at the same time, this scene didn't make any sense. How it ended. I said, of course, the early reaction didn't make any sense. Because she's like, everyone go home! You can just leave. And of course, he reported the man can imagine that she's talking to just, generally anyone in the audience. But, and of course I said it earlier, I said it again, to emphasize it. No one can hear her, right? Except, of course, our 2 main characters and I guess the third guy. But no one else can hear her. Not working on the aliens, right? So, the other humans all leaving on the same time afterwards doesn't make any sense. They just all left. And you could argue then that, but he killed this girl, that's why they left. But no, because he killed the 2 guys earlier too. They didn't leave and he killed the 2 other candidates, right? he killed more than one person in this place. He killed 3 people, right? So but suddenly everyone leaves after killing the girl, but they didn't leave in the same time before. So this scene very much looked like they basically could hear her, and they left because she told everyone to leave. That's kind of half implied at that, or the half is like they just happened to leave at the same time, right? It's like it's a lucky thing, right? And then of course the 2 main characters leaves immediately, which says that basically, which seems really stupid because then that's how they get exposed, right? It's really dumb. But yeah, it felt. But the reactions are too stupid. The opposite should have waited a few minutes. That was really stupid. Like this is really stupid. So I don't like that because the main characters are incompetent in that sense. And then also, it almost comes off as people can hear her. It is weird. It is implied that they basically could hear her telling them to leave. Right? It is a lot of this. That's why I feel this anime is. I feel I'm harsher than I usually am because again Death Note. But at the same time, I do feel the anime definitely has a lot of like minor plot holes or just a lot of plot inconveniences that it feels a little bit like, but that doesn't make any sense. And it's usually not a big anime, but it's a lot of those smaller, It's also kind of like not shooting him with the red arrow, trusting Nasse instead. I mean, I guess, but also a little bit forced that they wouldn't just do it. And I also wonder why his angel isn't there though. That's kind of straight for that matter. Why didn't she, the greedy angel, or sorry, wisdom angel, the proud wisdom angel? Why didn't she join for? I don't know. It's that was kind of strange. I just don't know. It's so easy I feel to find issues in this anime, and I do not think that I'm doing it on purpose. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm looking at it like, oh, I have to find all issues. I'm not doing that. I don't think so. Because I don't think that what I'm saying is nitpicky. Not mostly this. I do think it has a lot of these logical issues that is like... Because it's like a recurring theme that the anime isn't terrible, but it's a lot of like, is that really how it should work? It's like a lot of these like minor logical hiccups, and you feel they are coming every now and then. One last thing I can say, which I mentioned earlier too, the reaction was like, whoa, that's how it works, is of course when they were shooting the red arrows, and he's like, oh, I can actually make it long, I can extend the range by merging arrows. It's like, that does bother me a lot in this anime, honestly, that they have like these rules, and then every episode, right, they can add a new rule. It's like, oh, you shoot red arrow, it's like 33 days. Like, why did I say it? Okay. Everyone is in Japan for some reason. It's like a rule is important. Everyone lives in the same country, right? But whatever, okay. And that also feels really lazy also else in Japan. But whatever. It's like plot convenience, so that's more acceptable. And then it's like, oh, you can't shoot double red arrow or something. Okay, that makes sense, but it could have been said earlier, okay. And then it's like, suddenly it's like, you can charm them with the red arrow, but you can't kill them with the red arrow, because you can't make them, do it so they die. Suddenly when he captures the girl, right, and the other guy, right, but then that is completely inconsistency what we saw in episode 1, where he basically just made the aunt die by fighting her husband right to death. So you can send someone to fight to death, but you can't ask them not to block your arrow, avoid, which is like a little weird. So if you charm someone and want to kill them, you send them to die, right, send them to a fight until they die, right. You don't have to kill them yourself, you can indirectly kill them. So it's a very inconsistency with everything. And then, suddenly these guys are like, oh, there's a range of the arrows, and that's important. And they're like, we're flying here in the middle, so we're in safe position range. That felt like a complete out of blue, knowing that stuff, right? And then, of course, this episode, he's like, well, that range is not even true. Yeah, the aliens told us, him and the other guys, right? This is the range of the arrows. But he's like, actually, you can merge three the arrows, 4 arrows, whatever. You can merge arrows, you can merge them all, and then you get like double the range, triple the range. So that rule is completely thrown out immediately anyway. And he already had 2 arrows, he had white and red, right? So he always could merge these 2 arrows, powering up the white with red, right? So that was never true in how it said, or vice versa then, I guess if you want to, you can power up the range with the red one, with the white one, I suppose, right? If you want to show them instead. So it was never true, even before he was fighting them. Now he has even more arrows, right, and wings and so on. So now he can get even a further range, right? But even before he started with 2 arrows, with the main character, so he has further than that range. Yet the aliens are like, oh, it's like 31 meters, that's the range. But it isn't true, because, him and the main character they start with, the fusion era, right? Of course, he was the first one to ever discover it, but that doesn't make any sense because the aliens have been doing this thing for, several times, right? The God kind of system is still something they've been doing before. So why would they have never experienced anyone doubling up an error? You know what I mean? They would know that that's a possible thing, right? Yeah, so the aliens are either really incompetent, or he's the smartest guy ever to ever have the powers. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the better argument, that he's the only one to ever be this competent with the powers. But it's a lot of that stuff, right? That every episode, they throw in, like, a new set of rules that I feel like let's say again, it doesn't ruin the show, it doesn't make the show unwatchable, it doesn't make the show, go down to, like, bottom one of the anime. It really doesn't. I don't think the show is terrible. I don't think it suddenly becomes a crap show because it's like that thing. I'm just saying that it feels like, I said I read episode 3, right? It feels like, well, 2 maybe, but 3 I think. It feels like you're playing a card game with, like, your mom or whatever, right? And your sister, and she adds rules, like a big sister, and then she's about to lose. She's like, actually, have I told you about the ace card? Actually gives double the points, You're like, oh, really? Yeah, I didn't tell you that, And then the next round, when she wins round 1, you play her again, right? The round 2. She's like, but actually, this king card, it actually counters the ace card if you have 2 kings in this color. You know what I mean? If you have 2 red kings, it counters 1 black spade. It makes 0 points. It is kind of like that. I love Mahjong. I love Mahjong even for money, competitive, right? For a lot actually. And I love Mahjong, but Mahjong, in a sense, is a little bit like that. I mean, you have all the rules, but it fits that the rules was created like that. Someone was like, well, what if I play a double divine wind plus bamboo or something? What? Well, that's like a Hanuman, Oh yeah, sure. Like, it fits a little bit like that game, where they have so many different rules, different combo hands, that someone has done that and wrote it down. Oh, so you have a monkey god hand, but I have a dragon, double dragon with this red double dragon, white power up wind power. That's right, That's kind of how Mahjong is actually, honestly, because you can combine, like, divine dragons with wind and this thing. I'm in double wind now. It's my wind is a round with enemy in my wind, so I have a double wind with 2 winds on my hand, and the Doreman is the wind, and then I have like a super Hanuman or whatever. Yeah, it is a lot of that, and that's kind of how this anime feels. Where I feel like every episode you just throw in a new rule. Actually, we did mention last episode that the range is 31 meter, but if you have 2 arrows, it's actually 62 meters, because you can combine them, and oh, okay. If you have 4 arrows, it's like, okay, but actually, with 4 arrows, it becomes like 90 meters, but what did that mean? No, because they lose in range, so, it's not even like, it's like a special curve too, it's like 2 arrows, 50 meter, 3 arrows, 81 meters, like, yeah, so it's like, it feels like that, right? So, I like the anime. Yeah, I'm sort of negative with anime. I like it, but I think it's far from a masterpiece, right? And I do get annoyed though that they keep changing the rules every episode with all the alien powers constantly. Yeah, there's like, I guess one thing that I keep wondering is that why does he even have to kill them? If you can kill them and he gave this Yandere serial killer the powers, right? So why can't he just ask, like, the main character, can you just give me your powers? And if you do that, I won't kill you, right? And, whatever, yeah. Can't they just take the power by, just getting them voluntarily? That, to me, is never been explained yet. I think that's a really big mistake, because, not a big mistake maybe, but I think more like, it's one of those things where I feel like for you to establish this God-angel rules, and that rule that you can't just surrender, and, like, he seems to be hell-bent on killing everyone, but I don't see why they would that. And if the main character kills him, gets his powers, I keep always wondering, so is the main character gonna kill everyone else then? Does he have to kill Saki? Can't he just get her powers? Can he just give her to surrender? It doesn't make, like, why would God and the angels, and it have to them are good angels, right? Why would that be like, you have to kill your girlfriend, and you just take her powers and make her surrender or something? I don't know. So, but anyway, yes, that's Purachina Man. Long review. I am... There's one reason why I don't want to quit the anime though, right? Because I do again love Death Note, and this anime to me is always a mystery. I don't understand so many, and I understand the storyline. I don't understand what the author is thinking. I don't understand how they're thinking. I'm just perplexed, like why is it like this? Why why presenting this thing? I'm questioning the artist, right? I mean, I don't understand why you're doing this thing. It's so unnecessary. Like, why did you add a sci-fi team? Yeah. Oh, it's also sci-fi now. They keep adding rules every episode. Now it's also sci-fi. Yeah, it's it feels cake on cake. It feels really unnecessary. It ended with that though, so we don't know exactly what it means, but still, though, his sister's like a carbonite Star Wars thing. Like, I'm strongly against that because it doesn't make any sense in the setting whatsoever. That otherwise they're on Earth. It's current year. It's current year in Tokyo, and this guy has like a Star Wars technology, which doesn't make any sense. Like it's coming out of nowhere, and it's like a diamond share and shit. I hated that honestly because it's like why. Doesn't even look comfortable. It's like, haha, sit in my floating diamond share. You're like, why would you build this thing? You know, some shares we could build today. You know, we can build that diamond share today. We can build that diamond shaped, weird shaped share today. Yes, you see them in sci-fi where they float around and so on, but it's also like they're not that comfortable. Like, we could build them, but why would this is way better. A couch is way better than having like a weird shaped, triangle thing that you can. That's not good for your body, for ergonomics. Like, what you don't want that. You can build it today, but no one's gonna buy it except because some rich, fancy boy, I guess. So I guess maybe his share wasn't sci-fi. Maybe it's just like a very, very fancy rich boy share, I suppose, right? But no, because it kind of came up from the floor in like a sci-fi way. So no, it's like a sci-fi share, well, and also a rich boy spoiler thing, I guess. Spoiled rich brat combined with sci-fi. It doesn't make any sense. It feels again unnecessary. Why, man? Well, subscribe guys, press like button. I read it for a long time here, but this anime makes me really, I just wonder, what are they thinking? I don't understand. Again, I understand the anime, I don't understand what they're thinking when they do the anime. But last word again though, it's not the worst anime this year, not even the worst anime this season, but I feel like, it's way worse than Death Note, I guess. Way worse than Death Note.